Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm so happy you are here with us today. Whether you are listening at home, on your way to work, or relaxing with a cup of coffee, thank you for choosing to spend this time with us.
And I'm Tom. It's wonderful to have you here again. Every episode is another opportunity to improve your English naturally through conversation. And today, we have a topic that almost everyone can relate to.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk about dreams, the dreams we have for our future, the goals we want to achieve, and how we can describe them in English with confidence.
This conversation is designed for B1 to B2 English learners, so you'll hear natural English with useful vocabulary, clear explanations, and realistic examples that you can use in your own conversations.
As always, don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Try to follow the general meaning, enjoy the conversation, and let your listening skills improve little by little.
Learning a language is not about being perfect, it's about becoming a little better every day. So relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the journey with us.
Before we really begin, we'd like to ask you a simple question.
While you listen to this episode, think about your own answer.
Here's the question. If someone asked you about your biggest dream in life, what would you say?
Maybe your dream is connected to your career.
Maybe you want to become more confident when speaking English.
Maybe you hope to travel around the world and experience different cultures.
Or perhaps your dream is something much simpler, like living a peaceful life with your family, having good health, and enjoying every day.
Every dream is different because every person is different.
And that is exactly what makes conversations about dreams so interesting.
Tom, I've noticed that when people learn English, one of the first personal topics they enjoy discussing is their dreams.
I agree. It's a topic that lets people speak about the future, their feelings, and their personalities at the same time.
It also gives us the chance to practice useful expressions like, I'd love to, I've always wanted to, my goal is, and I'm hoping to.
Those expressions sound much more natural than simply saying, I want.
Exactly. Today, we'll use many of those expressions so our listeners can hear them in context.
Before we share our own dreams, maybe we should explain something important.
Good idea. Many English learners mix up the words dream, goal, and wish.
Yes, although they are related, they don't always mean the same thing.
A dream is usually a big picture of the future. It's something that inspires you and gives you hope.
A goal is more specific. It's something you actively work toward with clear actions.
And a wish is often something you hope for even if you can't completely control it.
For example, I can say, my dream is to travel around the world.
Then your goal might be saving money every month.
Then your wish could be having good weather during every trip. That part isn't really up to me.
That's a perfect example.
English becomes much easier when we understand these small differences.
Now, Tom, I'd like to ask you something personal.
Uh-oh, that usually means I need to think carefully before answering.
All right, go ahead.
Have your dreams changed since you were younger?
Oh, absolutely. When I was a child, I thought success meant becoming famous.
Really?
Yes, I imagined thousands of people knowing my name, seeing me on television and asking for my autograph.
That's a very common childhood dream.
It is, but as I grew older, I realized something surprising.
What was that?
I discovered that I wasn't actually interested in being famous. I was interested in making a positive difference.
That's an important realization.
Fame was only the picture I had in my mind. What I truly wanted was to help people and create something meaningful.
I think many adults experience that change. When we're children, we often dream about exciting jobs or exciting lifestyles.
But later, we begin to ask different questions.
Questions like, am I happy? Or am I spending my time doing something valuable?
Exactly. Success starts to look different.
What about now? If someone asked you today about your biggest dream, how would you answer?
I'd probably say that my dream is to keep learning throughout my life.
That's interesting because many people think learning stops after school or university.
I don't believe that at all. I think learning makes life exciting.
What kinds of things would you like to keep learning?
Languages, photography, cooking, history, almost anything that helps me understand people and the world a little better.
So your dream isn't really about reaching one final destination.
No, it's more about continuing to grow as a person.
I really like that idea because sometimes people feel disappointed when they achieve one goal.
That's true. They work for years towards something, and once they reach it, they wonder, what's next?
But if your dream is to keep growing, then every day becomes another opportunity to learn something new.
Exactly. Every conversation, every book, every experience becomes part of that dream.
Listening to you reminds me that dreams don't always have to be huge or dramatic.
Sometimes the most meaningful dreams are actually the quiet ones that shape our everyday lives.
I completely agree. And speaking of dreams, I'd like to share one of mine next. It has changed quite a lot over the years, and I think many of our listeners might recognize themselves in the story. When I was younger, my dreams were always changing. One year, I wanted to become a doctor, then a writer, and later I imagined myself traveling around the world as a journalist.
That sounds like quite an adventure.
It does now, but at the time, I simply followed whatever inspired me. Every new experience gave me a different dream.
I think that's completely normal. Our dreams often grow as we grow.
Exactly. Today, my dream is much clearer. I want to help people become confident English speakers.
And you're already doing that every week through this podcast.
Yes, and that makes me very grateful. But I also know that dreams don't happen all at once. They grow one small step at a time.
That's something many learners forget. They only look at the final result.
They see someone speaking English fluently and think, I could never do that.
But they don't see the hundreds of hours of practice behind that success.
Exactly. Every confident speaker was once a beginner.
And every expert once made simple mistakes.
That's why I tell my students not to compare themselves with other people.
Compare yourself with the person you were last month instead.
That's a much healthier way to measure progress.
Speaking of progress, let's imagine that one of our listeners meets an English-speaking friend.
Good idea.
The friend asks, "What's your biggest dream?"
Many learners immediately answer, my dream is speak English.
We understand the meaning, but there's a small grammar mistake.
The natural sentence is, my dream is to speak English fluently.
That little word, to, makes a big difference.
Another common answer is, I want improve my English.
Again, we need the infinitive.
The correct sentence is, I want to improve my English.
These are small corrections, but they make your English sound much more natural.
Let's practice a few more useful expressions.
You could say, "I've always dreamed of living abroad."
Or, I'm working toward becoming a better public speaker.
Another nice sentence is, "I'm hoping to start my own business someday."
Notice that these sentences sound confident but also realistic.
They show both your dream and your attitude.
Tom, have you ever changed your dream because of something unexpected?
Yes, several times.
Really? Tell us about one of them.
Years ago, I thought success meant having a very busy life.
That's interesting.
I believed that if I worked all the time, people would admire me.
And what happened?
I eventually realized that being busy isn't the same as being happy.
That's a lesson many people learn.
So I changed my priorities.
What does success mean to you now?
Having enough time for the people I care about, continuing to learn, and waking up excited about the day ahead.
That's a very balanced answer.
What about you? Has your definition of success changed?
Definitely. When I was younger, I thought success meant never making mistakes.
That's a lot of pressure.
It really was. Every mistake felt like a failure.
But now?
Now, I think mistakes are simply part of learning. In fact, if I'm not making mistakes, I'm probably not challenging myself enough.
That's a wonderful mindset for language learners.
Absolutely. Imagine learning English without making mistakes.
That would be impossible.
Exactly. Every mistake teaches you something new.
So instead of feeling embarrassed, you can become curious.
You can ask yourself, why did I make that mistake?
Then you'll remember the correct version much more easily.
I think that's true in life as well.
Dreams rarely follow a perfect straight line.
Sometimes we move forward quickly.
Sometimes we have to slow down,
Sometimes we even change direction completely.
and that's perfectly okay.
One thing I've noticed is that many people stop talking about their dreams because they're afraid someone will judge them.
Yes, they worry that others might laugh or say their dream is impossible.
Have you ever experienced that?
I have.
How did you deal with it?
I learned that not everyone has to understand my dream.
That's a powerful idea.
Some people will support you immediately,
Others may never understand.
but your dream belongs to you, not to them.
Of course, listening to advice can be helpful.
Definitely. Good advice can save us time and help us avoid mistakes.
But there is a difference between helpful advice and unnecessary negativity.
Helpful advice gives you ideas.
Negativity simply tells you to give up.
Learning to recognize that difference is an important life skill.
Another thing that helps me stay motivated is writing my goals down.
I do the same.
There's something special about seeing your dream on paper.
It feels more real somehow.
Exactly. Even a simple notebook can become a reminder of where you're going.
And every time you complete a small goal, you can look back and see how far you've already come.
That's especially important because progress often feels invisible while it's happening.
But after several months, you suddenly realize you're doing things that once seemed impossible.
That's one of the most rewarding feelings in the world.
And it reminds us that big dreams are usually built through many small, consistent actions, even when the progress seems slow from one day to the next.
One thing I really love about talking about dreams is that everyone has a different story. Even when two people have the same dream, their journey is never exactly the same.
That's true. Two people might both dream of becoming teachers, but they could take completely different paths to get there.
And that's something worth remembering whenever you compare yourself with someone else.
Comparison can sometimes motivate us, but very often it makes us forget how far we've already come.
Instead of asking, why am I not as successful as that person, try asking, what small step can I take today?
That's a much more useful question because it's something you can actually answer.
Before we finish today's episode, let's review some useful vocabulary we used during our conversation.
Great idea. Reviewing words helps you remember them much longer.
Our first word is dream.
A dream is something you hope to achieve in the future.
For example, my dream is to speak English confidently with people from around the world.
The next word is goal.
A goal is a specific result that you plan to achieve through action.
You might say, my goal is to study English for 20 minutes every day.
Another useful word is priority.
A priority is the thing that is most important at a particular time.
For example, improving my listening skills is my priority this month.
We also use the word progress.
Progress means moving forward little by little.
Even if your improvement feels slow, it's still progress.
Another important word is consistent.
If you are consistent, you continue doing something regularly.
You don't study only when you feel excited.
You continue even on ordinary days.
That habit often creates the biggest results.
We also talked about motivation.
Motivation is the feeling that makes you want to do something.
But motivation comes and goes.
That's why habits are often more powerful than motivation.
If you have a good habit, you'll continue even when you don't feel particularly motivated.
Another useful word is challenge.
Challenge is something difficult that helps you grow.
Learning a language is certainly a challenge.
But it's also one of the most rewarding challenges you can accept.
We also used the expression step by step,
That's a phrase every English learner should remember.
because no one becomes fluent overnight.
Everyone improves step by step.
Tom, if one of our listeners told you they felt discouraged because their English wasn't improving quickly, what would you say?
I'd tell them something very simple.
What would that be?
I'd say, don't judge today's progress by today's feelings.
I like that.
Some days you'll feel like you're improving a lot,
Other days you'll feel completely stuck.
but feelings aren't always accurate.
That's true.
If you continue practicing, your skills are growing even when you don't notice the change.
It's a little like planting a tree.
Exactly.
You water it every day.
But you don't expect it to become a huge tree in 1 week.
Growth takes time.
And English is exactly the same.
I think that's one of the most encouraging ideas for language learners.
Me too.
Before we say goodbye, we'd like to give you a small speaking challenge.
Grab a notebook or simply think about your answer.
Try answering these 3 questions in English.
Number 1, what is your biggest dream?
Number 2, why is that dream important to you?
And number 3, what is one small action you can take this week to move closer to that dream?
Don't worry if your answer isn't perfect.
The important thing is to express your own ideas.
You can even pause this episode and answer the questions out loud.
Speaking aloud is one of the best ways to build confidence.
If you'd like to practice with other learners, you can also leave a comment below.
Tell us your name, where you're from, and share one dream you have for the future.
We'd love to read your answers, and it's always inspiring to see learners from different countries encouraging one another.
Remember, your English doesn't have to be perfect before you start speaking.
Every conversation helps you become a little more confident.
Every mistake teaches you something valuable.
Every new word brings you one step closer to fluency.
And every small effort you make today becomes part of the person you'll become tomorrow.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We hope this conversation helped you learn new vocabulary, practice your listening skills, and feel more confident talking about your dreams in English.
Keep believing in yourself. Keep practicing. And remember that steady progress is more important than perfect progress.
We'll be back very soon with another real English conversation to help you improve naturally.
Until next time, take care of yourself, keep learning, and never stop dreaming.
Thanks for listening to Miss Dina English. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy learning.